Investigators are piecing together the motive for the violent rampage. People in Brookville lived through hours of fear during a standoff that ended just before midnight when police stormed the house and the suspect committed suicide. WJZ investigator Mike Helgren is live in Brookville, which is just minutes from the Howard County line in northeast Montgomery County. Good afternoon, Mike.
Good afternoon, Jessica. Good afternoon, everybody. The scene here remains active at this hour, and we have some new information on one of the victims. Her sister told the Washington Post that this woman ran to her home. The gunman was chasing her. She tried to calm him down, but she couldn't, and it ended in tragedy. Police have been a constant presence on the cul-de-sac at the end of Brown Farm Way in Brookville since yesterday afternoon. This morning, they towed away cars and methodically searched the large home of 41-year-old Christopher Snyder.
During the negotiations, there was some discussion about explosives. We also know that there are a number of guns in the home as well.
Here's how authorities say the tragedy unfolded. Snyder held his wife hostage over the weekend. She escaped to a neighbor's home. Snyder soon followed. He shot and killed 3 people. That neighbor, the neighbor's friend who was visiting from out of town, and a contractor doing work on the neighbor's home. Snyder then went back to his house and barricaded himself inside.
The call takers heard what sounded like gunshots in the background during some of the 911 calls.
According to reports, Snyder had a history of run-ins with police, and the address is listed as a gun dealer, Black Widow Enterprises, LLC. A neighbor says Snyder was sometimes heavily armed.
We've had a number of contacts with this suspect in the past over a number of different issues.
The standoff ended at 11 last night when police breached Snyder's door. He committed suicide.
The suspect was on the phone with negotiators. He asked the negotiator, did they just break in the front door, and then hung up the phone. At that point, officers who were outside the home heard a single gunshot.
And one of the victims was a contractor who simply came here to work on a deck. The ATF remains on the scene at this hour. Live in Brookville, Mike Helgren, WJZ.
Awful, Mike. Thank you. The first call to 911 in the case came in at 3:44 yesterday afternoon. Police breached the door to the house 7 hours later.